Hello. I hope you guys are doing absolutely well, and I hope 2023 is treating you way better than the last years of your life. Before we begin this video, I'm going to do my skincare and makeup, and the makeup is just very basic, like everyday makeup that I do, because nobody likes when somebody just sits there and talk. At least I don't like it. So yeah, let's make it interactive and dive right into the topic of our video, which is how I manifested my future self. Also, I want to know why they don't make this in Canada. Like, this is so good. It's just Vaseline. I love it. Okay, so before we start, I just want to let you guys know that I will be talking about certain things in this video. I'm just going to give you like a brief idea on topics I will be covering. I'm going to be talking about what is a future self, how to envision your future self, and some of my favorite guidelines that help me every day to be my future self. So let's start by talking about what is a future self, and I am gonna start my skincare. Already washed my face. So what is a future self, and what do you want to know about future self? I love snail music. This is so good. It gives me such a good. And also these little things, I don't know, they just know when I'm making a YouTube video or I'm just filming today. They just want to do this. So future self for me is something that defines what I see myself in future, basically. But I take an action now to achieve it. This is like the most basic and the simplest form of definition I can give you. And I think it's pretty self-explanatory. Also, future self should define you, not anyone else. Using Inkey caffeine eye cream, it's really good. So now we know what is a future self. Now we just need to know how to envision it. Okay, so to be like something or be like someone, what do you usually do? You look at them and you see what characteristics they have or how they live their life. Also, what attracts you the most towards them or inspires you when you look at them and gives you this feeling that, yes, this is how I want to be. That's how you envision your futures. Here, I don't mean that you have to be an imposter and you just have to do everything that they do. No, that's not what I mean. What I mean is you should be able to identify yourself with their habits, routines and goals, environment that they surround themselves with, which it makes them who they are. It is exactly how you look at your favorite influencers on social media and you try to create this beauty routine or like this makeup look that you really want to do. What do? You try your best to implement that in your life. Sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't, but it definitely takes a lot of tries to do that. Okay, so for me, my future self is someone who is independent, consistent, neutral, who is both physically and mentally fit, who also prioritizes herself, basically who is that girl. I think most of us have heard that term on social media, especially on Instagram and TikTok these days. So to summarize everything, how to envision your future self, be inspired by anything to be the better version of yourself every day and helps you take that action. Now we know what is a future self and how to envision it. Let's talk about some of my favorite guidelines that help me to be my better version every day, that help me to be closer to my future self day by day, and I hope they help you too. Okay, so the first one on this list is create a routine that your future self has. So when I say routine, I mean that you have to be very consistent with the process that will help you to be closer to your goals. I always like to keep my routine very simple and basic so that I can be more organized and less overwhelmed. I also like to break down my tasks that I have planned or my routine include. Trust me, this helps a lot. Second on the list is the environment. Environment plays a key role in to be a better version of you. We have all heard about the phrase that you cannot grow in the same environment that has broken you. And it's true. When I say environment, I mean surround yourself with people that are similar to your future self. When I say that, I mean because we all get influenced by people around us easily, and especially the ones that we admire or are inspiring to us. And let me tell you, once you do that, you have to make sure that you make those kind of people healthy for you. Environment also talks about where you spend your most time. It is mostly at work, home, with your friends, and in relationships as well. Emotionally, I would say. If any of them is toxic, let me tell you, cut it out. Trust me, it won't let you grow as you want to be. And once you leave it, it will help you so much emotionally, as it won't take any of more toll on your mental health and won't occupy more of your mental space, which is needed to be filled with experiences and thoughts that will lead you to your future self. Third is build habits like your future self. When I see my future self to be both physically and mentally fit, what should I do? I should probably go to the gym, hit that 10K step goal, do more yoga, read more books. Correct. And that's what I should be doing instead of just putting it off. So building habits is a great way to be your future self. Building habits take time, but again, being consistent with the routine, you can do it. Also, when I build habits or when I am trying to build habits, I try to make them associated with my goals, but for my big goals to be achieved, I create small goals for myself that can be achieved every day with the habits I am building. I hope this makes sense. The fourth one for me is really important because it talks about dressing and travel. For me, it's really important, especially to dress up and have those certain piece of clothing that helps or that depicts my future self. As well as when I wear those pieces of clothing, it somehow makes me feel so close to it and act more like my future self. Travel also helps me because I still remember when I traveled alone by myself, it gave my confidence such a boost. Maybe because I was never allowed to travel alone when I was young. And when I traveled alone, it made me feel that anything is possible. So traveling alone, romanticizing your travel alone and your dress up really helps me to be my best self. Also with the dressing, even if you have like that one piece of clothing or that one makeup routine that I'm doing right now that helps your confidence to be like 100%, wear it, especially when you're feeling low. When you are in that kind of mindset, trust me, it will boost or elevate your mood, make you feel closer to your future self. So yes, traveling, dress up should be like what your future self is. Fifth is to romanticize your life and your achievements. Where is my mascara? Romanticizing yourself when you are in your journey of becoming a future self somehow makes it seem so easy. Remind yourself about your achievements during the process, especially when you're feeling stuck. It will help you to move on. Especially for me, sometimes when I hit that spiral of negative thought, I really like to remind myself about my achievement, and it works wonders for me because it makes me feel accomplished in my life and encourages me to look more on the brighter side rather than focusing on the negative. Last and my most favorite one is build confidence without seeking any external validation. I think we're living in a world, our likes on social media are way more important than how we actually feel in our real life. I was like that too. I would really depend on the external validation that I would get from others rather than making myself feel like, no, I don't need that kind of validation. We try to impress each others with our photos and also how we present ourselves. And I think in this world where getting a comment from a complete stranger means way more than what you actually think of yourself. Don't get me wrong, I think getting an external validation for some point is okay, especially when you feel low. I think that is when the problem starts, when you start to seek it constant and it causes you so much unnecessary pain that is not needed at all. So how do we avoid this cycle of constant seeking of external validation? You can do this by constantly believing in yourself and know your own worth. Also, avoid taking criticism from any negative people or toxic people that you know exist in your life. Trust me, I know you know who they are, because I knew it for the longest time and I wasn't able to completely cut them off, and it definitely took a lot of toll on my mental health. But I am telling you, cut them off. And I know sometimes it can get really hard, especially when it's family. And I think belonging to a brown society, it definitely is way more harder than other communities I have seen being in Canada. So what I would do is try avoiding those people as much as you can and limit your conversations with them. Practicing self-love is also very important. Also, when you believe in yourself and know your worth, it doesn't matter what anyone thinks of you. I sometimes do it as well, where I would require an external validation, but I remind myself that who am I getting it from? Is it someone that is even worth for me to get that validation from? Or is it someone that I completely trust when I am vulnerable? Their advice would matter in my life. So make sure you know who you are getting an external validation from as well. Another thing is to practice self-love. Self-love plays a major key role in building confidence because it helps you to see your own ability or potential without needing anyone to tell you that. When I say self-love, try including your hobbies and spend time with the people that you love and are also good for your mental health. Reading a self-help book, painting, going to that yoga class is what all defines my way of practicing self-love. But again, hey, it should define you, what you think. Lastly, I would just sum up this by saying self-love is like a holy grail to build confidence without seeking external validation. Also, I am no makeup artist. My future self to be physical. The second on the list is, that is all for today. And I really hope you guys like this video and it can be helpful to you in any way possible in your journey to become your future self. Let me know what you liked about this video the most in the comment section below. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe my channel. And I will see you next time.